Hey David, Dennis Feidner, CFO on a go. So hey, here's a look at Master Builder. It's now Sage 100, but it was Master Builder for 11 years of my life, so I still say Master Builder, but it's called Sage 100 today. So a whole brand new look. So, on the project side, if you're a project manager, you obviously have project managers. This is where they're going to start their day out, and typically we actually hide this menu over here, so everything they need to do is going to be on their desktop. And so if they need to do a change order, they're going to pop right in here. If they need to write a subcontract or review a subcontract, they go in here. And then in the job, this is where they would set up a job or look at some job information. I do want to pop in there because this is a lot different than QuickBooks. Let me just pull up a job that's already set up here. We track a lot of things, like the status of the job. Is it in the bid status? Did I bid it and not get it? Am I in contract negotiations, etc.? But the nice part is you can start getting reports out of here of what you're getting as far as a hit rate, etc. Through those. I'm going to close that. And I've got to point out here, there's a little arrow here, kind of curved arrow. Anytime you see that, that means you can change this. Like these 6 up here are fixed, but in here you can add any of these you want. So in your restaurants, you could have fast food, you could have high end. I don't know exactly your business, drive through versus sit down, but then you can start getting profitability reports by job type. So not only by customer, but you can do now job types. It could be a small footprint, a big footprint, but anyway, you pick out the types you want to track, and we can print out profitability by that. Again, who the client is, what sales tax districts it's in, if you want to separate out into departments, what division it would be in, all the contacts on their job, on that job, and a bunch of dates that you can track as well. But across the bottom, and this is really nice, for any job across the bottom here, I can look at what I bid, if there's individual phases to the job, those phases, what I budgeted to build a job, what purchase orders have been written, subcontracts that have been written, change orders and invoices, etc. So if I just click this change orders, this pulls up all of the change orders for this job. And let's just say you were on vacation or you can't remember what this 22,000 is about. I can double click that and bring up the exact change order that I had created. And everybody always asks me this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. They always want to know what it looks like. So obviously your logo, your name, the customer, the project information, the line item, and then if there's any notes, lots of notes could be printed in here. But down the bottom, it's kind of in the AIA format where it recaps from the original contract all the way through to the new contract with this change order. So anyway, that's that. So back to close a bunch of this stuff up here. So again, your project manager is going to really just live off of this screen here. All of the reports are in here. Over in the billing report, transmittals, I can add RFIs and submittals in here as well if that's needed. Well, actually, submittals are up here. RFIs, submittals, daily field reports, which I'm going to show you in a second. Hours to complete and cost to complete. So obviously, as you're building these things, you're doing some of the items yourself. My background, I think I told you on the phone, is a heavy highway, big concrete guy. I lived and died unit prices. Actually, here's a framing job I actually have set up. So let me just go through this real quick. So you're going to set up cost codes. I think you're using QuickBooks, so you call them items. These are individual items of work that we're going to do. This was the budget I had. This is how many units I had to do. It's probably just 100 linear feet for all of this. This is sample data, so it probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But then through this accounting system, through payroll, inventory management, equipment, if you use equipment, material purchases, this is the cost I've incurred to date. What we asked your guys in the field to do is report at the end of the week how many units they have complete. And so in this case, we'll use a bad item here. So $249 is what I budgeted. I spent $273. I've only done half the units compared to the 100 budgeted. So I budgeted $2.49 a foot or a unit. It cost me $5.48. I'm over by $3. I got 50 left. Going to cost me that to finish it, and that's how much I'm going to be over budget. So I'm I'm a big unit cost guy, and so this is going to give you unit cost compared to your unit cost that you budgeted that you can manage by. The other way, which is a little quicker way, and not quite as much detail, and I'll just find a job I have in here. Hold on a second. Again, same job. Now I'm just looking at budgeted hours versus hours actually processed against this. Gives you the same information. How many hours do I need to finish, and how many hours am I going to be over budget? Great tool for your guy in the field to manage by. He's just changing the percent that he's actually complete. This is a great tool for project managers to see if they're on track or not before they get the phone call from you. What do you get that you don't get with QuickBooks? This is my favorite, by the way. I'm just going to type in job cost. So I'm going to search all of my reports that have anything to do with job cost and pop up. There's 139 of them. So if I want to look at job cost with the vendor, by vendor, I can do that. Let's see what else I got. Job cost by phase, by cost code. I've got, obviously you can say job cost totals. These are just by job, by material labor cost. 139, you're going to find a half a dozen or less that you really, really like. You're going to drag those to your desktop so that you have them available to you all the time. So that's another biggie. We had lots of that. Payroll, we went through a little bit on the phone yesterday, but I want to go in here real quick, though. I really, really want you guys to do this. So this is our daily field reports. I'm going to pull one up that's already filled out. So your guy in the field, either he's going to enter this information or he's going to write it down and have somebody in the office enter this information. Depends on how tech savvy the guys in the field are. The date I worked, the job I worked on, real simple stuff. What employees were there today? What item of work did they do? Is it regular time or overtime pay? Since you don't do prevailing wage, will it hide this column for you? And how many hours did they work today? Nothing, no rocket science here. So pretty simple. Did you have subs on the job? If you did, what did they do? If you're tracking your equipment cost, and we can show you how to do that, what equipment worked, what item of work they did, and how long did it work? Down the bottom here, if there was an accident or something you wanted to record, the notes on that. If I had a meeting, I can document all of my meetings here. Let's see what else I got. Up here in the very top right-hand corner is a little paper clip. So if it's white, it means there's something attached to it. I can attach job site photos here if I want to, by day. But here's why I want you to do this. I've entered the employee each day so I know what they did. I'm not relying on the guy to remember on Friday what they did on Monday. They're doing this on a daily basis. I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to go to payroll now. And here's how easy payroll becomes. If I go to payroll records, one of my options, Dave, is to come in here and import all those time records from the daily field reports. So now the time card, there's no data entry. It's already been done. And it's going to fill out this time card for each day they work, each job they worked on. And before you ask, yes, they can work on multiple jobs in the same day or multiple tasks on the same job. All that gets recorded here. And once that's done, then we calculate the payroll. But what happens, which is nice compared to QuickBooks, is let's say you're paying your guy $20 an hour. In QuickBooks, you're really only getting that $20 an hour charged to the job. And all that other burdens go into your overhead account. And here, anything that's labor related, workers' comp, Social Security, 401k match, health benefits, whatever. All of that burden is getting applied to that job and to that item, just the way you estimated it. So that's a big deal because the job cost becomes so much better with you getting that burden to the items. I'm not going to show it to you, but in here, there's 70 different HR human resource forms, like vacation requests, direct deposit approval, non-disclosure agreements, drug testing policy. They're all written in Word, so you can document. You can take those documents and change them pretty easily with your verbiage. You can turn those over to your attorney to take a look at. But 70 of those are in there. And with 65 employees, you're probably, got some turnover. So you're going through lots of employees. That HR is going to pay off for you because now you're going to be able to document everything and have pretty good files on each employee. Accounts payable is plain Jane stuff. Equipment management, scheduling. I'm not sure how you schedule, but This is going to look similar if you've seen Microsoft Project or SureTrack. I think I actually have a concrete job in here. Hang on. Yeah, I do have a concrete job. So like here's a rough grade, the layout, the trenching, what have you. This is the number of days it takes to do each of those tasks, and this is the day I'm going to kick the job off. So I get the Gantt chart. You know, in California it doesn't rain a lot, but we do. So if this gets rained out for 3 or 4 days, I can drag and drop that. Or if equipment is not available for another week, I can drag that out. But everything's going to move out that's associated with that task. So it does have a scheduling component to it. I'm going to skip estimating for right now. Change orders, purchase orders are pretty simple. Document control, I think we looked at real quick. RFIs, transmittals, submittals, punch lists, which is usually the last thing that you have to wrestle with to get that final payment. So we track that stuff as well. Anyway, this is meant to be an intro. Please pass this around to anybody else you want in the company. If it makes sense, let's see if we can't get together at the beginning of next week for maybe an hour. We'll get on the line. I'll run the software just like I am now. And you guys just pound me with questions. Those are the best demos that I do, where somebody just says, hey, can I do this? How do you do this? Why would I want to do it that way? And we'll just pile through this thing and show you how we can do it. Have a great Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you. I appreciate your time and the call yesterday. And this should give you a pretty good intro on what this can do. And I will get you a proposal as well sometime this morning. I'm kind of backed up out there right now, but I'll get Gene on one this morning just so you can see some rough pricing. Thanks.